sort of putting your foot in it there as usual, Katherine.
Yes.
Yes.
Jessica had a way of doing that, didn't she?
She was such a delightful character, though.
Yes.
Did you really like her as a person?
I first read the script and I fell in love with her. I said, this is a winner. She's so enchanting and so dear. And we did the show 4 years. And every week, when I went down to do the show, it was like going to a party, because we had a nice audience like this too, and we did the show twice on Friday to do different audiences. So it was really like getting so dressed up and going down and having a wonderful party. I never got tired of it, never got bored with it at all. I thought she was enchanting.
I know that soap has become somewhat of a cult, particularly in America. I mean, at one stage, didn't people start putting all sorts of stickers on the bumpers of their cars?
Yes. Yes, when I was first accused of murder, the bumper sticker went out at the end of the season saying, "Free Jessica Tate." And I think they went, there was something like 500,000 were distributed in a week in the States. And people were sending me letters saying, how much do they cost? Where can I get one? And the funny thing, on the night that I was accused of murder, the audience, who was very much in love with Jessica, hissed and booed and stamped so loudly that we had to wait till the audience leave, and then we redid it so we could take that noise out. But then they had to put a disclaimer at the end of it when it went out on the air saying, Jessica really did not commit murder, but one of these people did, because they got thousands of letters of people saying, oh, Jessica could never murder anybody. And also another time they had Free Jessica Tate, and then when I died and went to heaven, they had Let Jessica Live on a bumper sticker. But of course she caused such chaos in heaven that finally the guardian angel said to God, well, I think we better send her back. We can't deal with her at all. Heaven was in a total uproar, so they got rid of me.
Now, mind you, it's no ordinary soap opera, because when you think about it, I mean, every relationship imaginable is all tied up in soap. But what was it that totally shocked its opponents so much?
My character, I think. Yes, because I was a nice married lady with a family, and although my husband was a terrible philanderer, that was considered very macho and funny, but I had an extramarital affair. And so they thought that that was really terrible, that I was demoralizing the American family. And then the fact that he was very young meant that I had to also be a degenerate. So they didn't really know, I guess, that my husband was 10 years younger than I am, and it does work out sometimes like that. I think that it was really my character that they were so taken aback by. They felt that I wasn't upholding American womanhood properly, you know, and that it was terribly shocking. And there was a very, very strong kind of right-wing evangelical movement afoot in the country, and they picketed and they telephoned in, they wrote letters, and they had said in the papers that they were going to get soap off the air because they wanted to influence what was going into American television, because they said it was all sex and violence, as though that were one word. Sex was equated with violence too. And although our programs are like children's programs compared to yours, we're not allowed to have those. We're a little Victorian still. And finally, after about 4 years, they realized the way to do it was through economic boycott of sponsors, you know.
Mm. And in the end, I mean, what effect did the moral majority have on the actual recordings of the final editions of soap?
Well, I think that a lot of pressure came, so that when you start writing things like that, then you begin kind of an internal automatic censorship. I know writers say, well, might as well not put that in because it's not going to work. But you know, we also have something that you don't have here, which is a board of standards and practices. And it's set up by the industry, and it's to keep government from forming such a committee. But we have someone that sits like out here and in rehearsal all week long, and they sit through dress rehearsal and they red line and circle words that we're not supposed to say. For instance, Jessica could not say, oh God, because I couldn't say the word God in association with a kind of an exclamation of, oh God, like that. That was naughty for Jessica. So we had to take that out. But other characters could say maybe a damn or hell, but we would be allowed so many damns or so many hells per like maybe 26 shows, we could have maybe 3 dams and 2 hells.
That's amazing, isn't
And
it?
so you have to put in a lot of naughty things, and those are, you know, you're going to have to trade off things. But we do have very strong censorship in our television.
We better watch in the audience in case we've got one who's slipped in this
Yes.
afternoon. You just never know.
Yes.
I know that you've been up to Manchester to have a look at Coronation Street.
Yes.
So,
I
I mean,
went in the bar.
Oh, did you really?
And had a beer. Well, not a real beer. But
So what do you think a satire on Coronation Street might turn out like if you were to give it the soap treatment?
I think it would be wonderful. I think that show's marvelous. Wonderful actors and very well written. And it catches the essence of that whole strata of society, the people that are real backbone of working Britain, you know. And I think that if somebody sat down and said, okay, here we go, and just took off on Coronation Street the way we did on the soap operas, that it would be a smash hit. Don't you think so?
I think it's a great series anyway.
I
you know.
do too, yes.
On the other hand, you're here at the moment in a new film.
Yes.
Shooting a new film called Brazil.
Brazil.
And you've worked with Terry Gilliam before anyway.
Yes, I
haven't you?
did a film for him 3 years ago called Time Bandits. He's wonderful to work with. We've had such a good time. We laugh so much, I feel almost guilty about being paid for it. Not guilty enough to turn it down, but it crosses my mind, and I discard it quickly. But we've had a marvelous, marvelous time working together.
And it's a wonderfully scatty role as well, isn't
Oh,
it?
yes.
I mean, what, you're in love with what, plastic surgery?
Yes, madly in love with it. And the first time you see me, I'm 70. The next time, 40. And the next time, 20. And my friend, who has taken to the acid test, finally is just got bandages all over her. But we're just in love with plastic surgery, and it works wonderfully. And at the end, I'm sort of avoiding my son because he's much too old for me. I sort of move away from him. But it's quite marvelous, and I am leaving tomorrow to go home to California to direct a Benson, which I think you have here in
Yes,
the
which
States.
really was a spin-off from
It was
soap,
a spin-off
wasn't
from
it?
soap, and last year I acted in Benson 1 week, and the next week I directed it, and I'm going to direct another one. Then I come back to do some pickups here.
You're very fond of London, aren't you?
I love it. I come all the time, and this time, because I had some free time, I said I've always wanted to have Christmas in London. So I came the week before Christmas. I stayed down in Covent Garden and saw all of London just spill open for Christmas, and it was truly beautiful. Then we went to Kent Christmas Day for an old-fashioned country Christmas Day. It was just so lovely. I've enjoyed being here tremendously.
So it's all lived up to your expectations, has it?
Absolutely.